It's a scandal.
The idea of people going hungry really doesn't appeal to me in a country that can plainly afford enough food for everyone.
You know, it's a dreadful state that in this day and age there's people who, can't afford to feed themselves.
It's clearly people are genuinely suffering.
I think I'm just completely overwhelmed by the fact that we need to do it. That in this country, in the 21st century, we've got people who are hungry.
It's pretty scandalous that we need to do this. It's a real failure of governments over many years.
The first time I ever donated food to a cause, and that was during the Fire Brigade strike in 1979. It's just appalling that so many decades later we're still living in a society where we have to collect food for people.
Hi Barbara.
Hi, how are you doing?
Well, it's the feeling that you're doing something, isn't it? I just feel as if I need to do something to help because I've found it difficult in the past, so I sort of know a little bit of how it feels. Okay, and treats. Treats can go in. It could be any of us. So I'm just doing my bit, I suppose.
Been on the receiving end of kindnesses in the past, so I know what it feels like when you struggle.
It's really important, given what's going on at the moment, to help people who just can't afford to get fresh food and those sort of things each week. And I'd like to do my bit, really.
I brought nappies, tins of soup, I brought soya milk, because I think there's terrible inequality in this country that isn't being addressed, and this is something very practical that I can do. I think it's a very direct help. It's going directly to people who are in need.
Some good fresh fruit in here, some cheese and butter, bacon and stuff, and some collar caterpillars, but I think they might be a bit squashed. I just don't think that they're taking enough action. I don't think they understand the issues and an appreciation of, just how many people have fallen below the line.
Morning. We knew there was a need. And we had this kind of discomfort in ourselves at being in a rather comfortable position when other people were having a very hard time and wanting to do something about it. Well, I guess now we're probably supporting about 400 families. And now it's over 40 streets. I think we're going to have to update that figure. It's probably more like 50 streets now. And it just keeps coming. Numbers of donors, it's really hard to tell actually. I mean, we must have at least 200 and more who are contributing through weekly donations to either the eggs or the vegetables. So yes, I'd say we must have well over 200 donors every week. Wanting to be in touch with each other as well. As neighbours. So I think for lots of reasons people wanted to get involved in this and felt it was a way of doing something which was useful and also building connections and having conversations which they felt were really needed.
I just love it. I love being involved. I love knowing that the work that we're doing, the input that we're giving is truly making a difference to children and families.
So this is my first delivery. Normally I do the collections. Well, there's just such energy. I think people want to do something. So just pulling in shortly towards St Paul's Family Centre. I think we are just pulling in now. Yeah.
So there's been a real kind of building of relationships between us and Family Food Action, and I know that if there's anything that we're struggling with or anything that we may need for certain families, then I can just kind of call on them And that's been really, really key. You know, certain families that have been through a really, really rough time in the past year. And also we talk to the families about the people that donate to us as well. So, you know, they know where the food's coming from, and it's just, I can't believe it's got so big, actually, that Family Food Action have got so big. But it's been absolutely amazing and just really, really key for us, especially over the last kind of year. It's made a huge difference. During the lockdown period, we had, within 3 weeks, we had 48 new families joining us. So to be able to just give them all this fresh fruit and vegetables, it's made a real impact on the families, and it's meant that we can have extra families joining us as well. So we've got capacity for 50 families, but we've got lots more than that use us, and it is because of the donations that we've been receiving that we're able to support those families. And it's really great because we've got a team of volunteers as well, who are there on standby to kind of talk through different recipe ideas and how you use different ingredients. So it's a really good sharing experience for the families.
Scoop out the melon. A bit like that, really. What we'll call a melon smile.
There's a lot of things you can do. Normally I just steam it, but you can do cauliflower and cheese. It's delicious and healthy as well. Snake beans. It's shaped like a snake. But you can just steam these with carrots. They goes well with carrot, with oxtail, beef. They go nice in a stew.
I can't believe that in Henleaze we're very well off, and in Bishopston and St Andrews, yet you know that within a mile or 2 miles there are people who might be going hungry. So I just feel as society we need to do our bit. Well, what I find is rather upsetting is the fact that you know, this pandemic, when it started and we really hadn't a clue what was going to be happening, you know, Emily started it in her own front room. But what I find quite sad is the fact that now we still need it. I mean, it's grown exponentially, hasn't it? But we now still need it as much as at the beginning when it was a necessity and there was a pandemic.
We've gone up to, 200 kids, over 200 during the summer holidays, 150 any day easily. So it's a lot. It's going a long way here. And the levels of children needing additional meals. So yeah, that's definitely been a big challenge here.
So there you go, my sweet.
Thank you. Yeah, I come here every day, except from Saturdays and Fridays.
And what's the food like?
The food is literally amazing. I would eat it 24/7 if I could.
All the time kids come here and they just want to eat the food rather than play. That's how good the food is here. Really good.
The food is very nice and very flavorful, and I love it. My favourite food would be the spaghetti bolognese.
The people from all over, from Southmead, Henleaze, Totterdown, Bedminster, you get them from all over. And like I said, we're on Facebook, so some of us follow us on there. And it's somewhere to come where you don't have to pay and entertain the children.
We've got really large Somali population, South Asian, Afro-Caribbean, Polish, people from all over, and a lot of the cuisine also reflects that as well.
They come every day. You put a smile on their face. And for me, that's my job's all about.
The Family Food Action donations have come at a really important time for us as we've increased the number of families that we're serving, and especially as a lot of the other sources have kind of trickled off post-COVID. Well, we're still in COVID obviously, but after a lot of that emergency funding has kind of dried up.
I reckon that we will be sending out at least 500 eggs, at least.
It's grown enormously. It used to be the table in our back garden. Since then, as you can see, it's like the whole of this room, that room.
And if you come into the hall, you'll see cauliflowers, we've got boxes of apples. Oh. You have to be strong for this. Carrots, there we are, a box of carrots. What time is it?
11:55.
11:55, so we have had the majority in now. So quite soon we'll start sorting it out.
There's all sorts of stuff here.
Great. So what we do is we look at our list. Let's have a look at your list, Esme. See how many partners want what items and divide it. Bananas, oranges and tangerines, apples, soft tomatoes, that kind of thing, and soft fruit, peppers, nappies over here, as usual. We always get a very good supply of nappies. It's all sort of mounting up, basically. We've got four drivers every week. I tend to be one at the moment just because I need my car as an extra storage space. We can get the food pretty much in 4 cars, usually because all the cars have, fold down their back seats and keep the eggs on the front seat. And the whole car is taken with food. And we hope to get it all out by 3 o'clock.
Taking us to the Vent, which is an adventure playground up in Loch Lees. It's about 2.5 miles away. And I think they have a food bank there dealing with about 60 to 80 people. It's extraordinary. I mean, just you walk past her house and see all the stickers on the front windows advertising what they needed and things. And then knowing that it's just through a network of community talking to each other throughout the pandemic, I think that's just amazing. 40 streets is it's a huge number of people. This need is not going to go away just because the government opens the doors. A lot of these people will struggle to find work. The work they find may not be very well paid. Where we're taking the food is inside that building there, so I'll move close to the top as possible.
Without this food, a lot of families would really struggle. I think it's a matter of survival with some families. It's really important for this service in this area, as well as all the other food clubs in other areas that are run, and they really need it. Food cost is so expensive that having a variety of this kind of food to feed a family for a week is really important.
It's not just food, as you can see, we've got toiletries and whatever as well.
Fantastic! Oh wow, we're all looking forward to next week.
Oh. I feel tired and pleased. Good week.
It is tiring, but it's extremely rewarding.
There's a bit of a buzz at the moment, I think, because we're on the move and, donations are going really well.
Yeah, it's just amazing.
It's something that you can only do when you do it with other people. This thing can only happen because lots of people have decided to do it together.
Yeah, there is a buzz because we're doing campaigning and we're moving to the Ardagh Centre.
It was just getting unmanageable. Too much food coming in. We didn't have anywhere to put it. There were 2 of us trying to sort it and we were falling over each other, and if anybody tried to come and help, it got worse. So we just knew really that we needed to find somewhere which was bigger.
Yeah, and these are coming.
Yep.
I think that's everything.
Okay, so that's all their special order. There are 4 people in that room at the moment. Every Tuesday, 4 people come up here and spend a whole morning here. That's just the tip of the iceberg. Taking in donations, they're sorting them, making piles to take out to the partners. But behind the scenes, there are other people with every Every street or little network of streets has somebody who every week is collecting food from their neighbours and bringing it in. And behind that, there is another little group of people who are meeting regularly for discussions about what we should be doing next. They're writing, they're talking to MPs and councillors, they're spreading the word in many different ways. So there's all this contribution and generosity in so many different ways. It is a question about whether people will want to continue this kind of support. We need to find ways of talking about the enduring nature of food poverty, so there's a better understanding in our local streets about why it's there, what causes it. And I don't know whether people will continue to want to be as supportive and engaged as they have been through this last year and a half. You don't know what you can do until you get together with other people, and when you do get together with other people and you do it in a neighbourhood way, there's an astonishing amount of resource and energy and capability and talent, creativity, and it's amazing what happens.